And welcome back. As the calendar edges farther from the new year, the tax season on the horizon, bringing with it a mix of questions, concerns, and opportunities for taxpayers across the nation. The Internal Revenue Service is encouraging individuals to take proactive steps now to ensure a smoother filing experience in 2025. Here now to discuss more, we got the Stakeholder Liaison at the IRS, Yolanda Durant, with us.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. I am good. You know, we're here. It's January. We're getting closer. April's around the corner.
It is.
But people are still a little bit anxious, right?
Yes.
Because every time tax season is coming,
It's a scary word.
it's a scary word, right? And particularly if you're in the area of owing.
Yeah.
But yet and still just the whole process. So at this stage of the game, let's say I'm a taxpayer that really is, I'm just having that anxiety. Where should I be on the calendar right now in terms of preparation?
I would say you should be preparing your documents and also checking your transcripts from prior years. I'd say treat your transcripts like your credit score. You should be checking in it, making sure that there's nothing fraudulent, something that looks suspicious, and be aware of all of the scams out there.
And so as I look at this stuff, I'm preparing and I'm saying, okay, I got that down pat. What's the best way for me to really just get ready to get towards April?
Keeping your documentations, and we do have Direct File, which is a new system. We started last year. It's in 12 states. So now you can actually file your taxes directly on the IRS website, which most people are unaware of. And we also have free locations, our VITA locations as well, to just ease that burden if you would like to do it yourself or have someone look at it for you.
And we know a lot of people are online, but we also take the fact that a lot of people aren't online.
Yes.
So let's go through a little bit about that online account and
All
what's
right.
available.
So our online account, it goes through ID Me verification. It's one of the new verifications since the pandemic, and it's for all of the federal agencies. So it's one username, one password for all of the agencies. You can go online, you can do Direct File, you can look up VITA, VITA, to get some free locations, face-to-face, especially for our seniors. You can make payments, set up payment plans, and get transcripts. So it's very user-friendly.
We hear a lot as we get closer, scams, people to pay attention. How do we know what's a scam and what's not?
I look at scams like the inflatable people outside of like car dealerships. They're big, they're colorful, they're waving their hands. When someone is guaranteeing you a big refund and they don't know you, that's a clear way of saying maybe I should do a little more research. It's up to you to do your due diligence. And we get those phone calls. I'm an IRS employee and I get the phone calls saying I'm from the IRS. So be mindful who you're giving your information on, what links you're clicking on. I say go right to the source if you're going to open a link and not just your email.
Yeah. As a taxpayer, as I said, it's a little anxiety. Some are burdened and don't always know that the taxpayers have rights.
Yes.
What are they?
You have 12 rights actually.
Okay.
It's our Taxpayer Bill of Rights. You have the right to be informed, the right to pay the fair amount of tax, the right to be represented, the right to actually appeal, which is a big one that most people do not use. It's a third-party agency. They're not actually IRS. And you also have the right to fair representation, inform, fair amount of taxes, appeals, customer service, and yeah.
Yeah. Well, give me a little bit about the appeal process, because you said
Sure.
not many people really know about it.
No. So if you're under audit, they tend to believe that our word is the last word. So if you follow your audit process through, you were compliant, you provided all of your information, you come to a settlement at the end, and you just feel as though maybe your auditor didn't understand, didn't give you the fair, just right. Then you have the right to appeal, and then another appeal officer will come in and review the documents. It may not be in your benefit, but that is a right that you have. And we also have taxpayer advocate as well. So you can always say, I have a hardship, I need help, or I have an audit open and I'm not getting any information, which is breaking your right to be informed.
Right. And when you talk about life happening, we have the saying, life is lifing, right? And so if life is lifing, there are
Right.
some things that can happen for me as a taxpayer, right?
Correct.
So what are my options, I should say, or rights that I have?
I tend to tell people, most people say they don't want us in their business, but it's easier just to talk to us. The more we know up front, the better we are to help you and navigate the different paths that you have. So you can call our customer service, which I know a lot of people don't like, or you can make an appointment at our local office and have that sit down face to face across the table from somebody. And then we also have our advocates as well. So those are the three main things, is to let us know what your situation is so that we can better help you at that time before it balloons into something else.
Yeah, and then when a balloon's there, it's like hard to get the ball.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Biggest mistake people make.
Not talking to us earlier. They just, I owe this year, I'm scared, so I don't file. And then the following year, I owe again, I don't file. File, set up a payment plan. We have different options for payment plans. And our payment plans can start as low as $25 a month. But you don't know that if you don't talk to us and just file. Like, they're just so scared. So part of Stakeholder Liaison is to go out into the communities, to go to schools, to go to churches, community bases, and put a face to the agency and let you know your rights, what you have to do, and make it simple, bite-sized pieces.
Right. And I was getting ready to get there because that was my question, because there is this anxiety. Unfortunately, you don't get to see the IRS until it's almost time to file.
Right.
People have that dreaded, I'm online, right? There's a lot of fear.
Yes.
And that's particularly when you're in the owing phase. And so share with us, I know that's part of your job, right? To go
Yes.
around throughout the course of the year. What else is available for, taxpayers throughout the course of the year to kind of like mitigate that fear and that anxiety?
Well, during filing season, our local offices do extended hours so that you don't need an appointment. You can actually walk in. We do some Saturdays, the first Saturday of the month, normally starting during the filing season. And then for Stakeholder Liaison, we're at the ground level. So you can invite me to your church. I can speak. You let me know what the problem is, and we also like to do some train the trainer as well. So even if we're not available, we are represented by people that we have trained to ease that anxiety and give you the different options that will help.
People who are in the gig economy,
Yes.
how do we deal with that?
The gig economy is fairly new. Cryptocurrency is on the bloom, and it's something that we're monitoring and we're watching, therefore we can better advocate. So we're trying to get more into that field so that we can better advocate and help people file correctly and understand what it means to have cryptocurrency.
And the dreaded fraud, right? We do know that
Right.
people do commit fraud.
Correct.
I don't think people really understand the penalties that come associated with fraud.
Yes.
But let's walk people through what is fraud,
Okay.
and then we'll talk about what the penalties are.
So I would start it on a very basic, simple level, more like identity theft. Someone just stealing your social security number, filing a fraudulent tax return. Of course, they're looking for a refund. And that's pretty much all they're looking for. So we do have a unit that will handle that behind the scenes. So if you are a victim of identity theft or just a regular person, we do ask everyone to sign up for an IP PIN to protect your social security number, which is one thing most people are unaware of. But we're never going to say, this person stole your identity, this is where they live. It will be handled behind the scenes, and it will be handled. And there are very heavy penalties and sometimes jail time.
Yeah. Jail time. That dreaded word. Gotta make fun. It's a real rough segment
Yes.
sometimes because people really, worried about their money, their finances,
Yeah.
and if you're owing, I get it, But the good part is, we got Yolanda here, and she's really breaking down the information, making it real soft for you.
Yeah.
So that way you can get ready before the deadline. And this is what I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you a beach ball. You just smack it out of the park here, right? Waiting till the last minute.
No, absolutely not. That's when you start making mistakes or you don't miss the deadline. And then you're like, oh, I have a penalty because I thought I mailed it on time or I hit the submit button. It's technology. We love it, we hate it. You just never know. There may be a glitch, it may shut down, the system crashes, everyone's on at one time. So it's just better to do it in advance so that you can proofread it, you can look at it, whether you do it yourself or hire someone to do it.
Yeah. How many more people are in the wake of this digital age that we're in? Are we seeing more and more people still do in person, or are we seeing a lot just drift off to the online form?
I would say your generation will say. The olders, seniors, they do like that face to face. We're on all social media platforms, so we're gearing towards more going to social media fast information right away. We have e-newsletters. So it's a mix between both. We see our older members do like the face-to-face. I want to come in, personally hand in my check, because they still write their checks. I've seen taxpayers that still hand do their taxes. So it's a good mix. It's 50-50.
Yeah. You talk about do your taxes, people who do them personally versus going to a professional.
Yes.
Throw your advice out there.
I say it's always good to know how to do your taxes. Therefore, if someone is doing it for you, you're easier to catch the mistakes. I try to educate people, whether you don't feel comfortable doing it yourself, at least you know what to look for, the verbiage to ask, and to double check your preparer. Because at the end of the day, you signed that tax return, so it's on you to make sure the information is correct.
Yeah. For more information, what do people do between now and April?
You can either go onto our website at irs.gov, and I'm more than willing to help everyone. I have a whole area backing me. So we cover New York, we have Maryland, Virginia, the whole tri-state. So you can email me, and if I'm not the best person, then I will make sure I get you to the best person in your area. And that would be at yolanda.a.durant@irs.gov.
And the last thing I'll say is this. If somebody misses that deadline,
Yes.
there's always that pain, that dread, that angst. What's the best advice you give them to help them to recover?
If you believe that there's the chance that you're going to miss your deadline, you can file for an extension to file, which will delay by 3 months so that you'll get a little more time to file your tax returns. So I would say if you're hesitant, now is the time to start filing for an extension. Whether you use your extension or not, it's best to file your extension.
Yolanda, we got to leave it there, but thank you so
Alrighty.
much. Some helpful information, and hopefully people will get ready, because I know you guys have a Get Ready campaign too.
Yes, we are getting ready. I'll be out starting Saturday with some direct file messages at the White Plains Library.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll look forward to seeing.
All right.
Alrighty. Listen, thank Yolanda Durant for joining us. And listen, if you want more information about the IRS, visit their website at irs.gov. Of course, we encourage you to get out there and make sure that you file. I'm trying to file on time.